Incoming customer detected.
Keep your eyes open, boys.
We need to have a serious talk!
Hello, my fellow Wastelanders. Welcome back to Blind Gamer Plays. My name is Ira, and I hope you are having a very good day. Today we are back in Fallout 76, and we are going to take a look at a different kind of a weapon. We are going to do a Bloodied Gauss rifle. Yeah, a Bloodied Gauss rifle. So currently I do have Bloodied mode set up. This one only has a 1 star. It is simply straight up a Bloodied Gauss rifle. So no tertiary, no secondary. It's just what it is. But I thought, you know, hey, let's give this thing a good baseline shot and see how it works. Right now with the build I'm using, it is doing 499 damage. That is while I'm in Bloodied mode and Nerd Rage mode, and you guys can take a look at my build that I'm using right here. Pretty much your straightforward kind of a sniper build. It's not min-maxed by any means, but it does the trick, and it has those quality of life perks that I look for in a good build. So let us go ahead and see what this can do against some of the interesting targets out there, shall we? Alright, we're over here at West Tech, and I will be doing primarily VATS with this weapon, of course, because it is a sniper weapon, and, you know, that's where they tend to work the best. So, that shot right there I did without it being charged, and as you can see, it did about 50 points of damage, or so, and that's pretty terrible, but let's do it as a full charge, and as you can see, it is doing considerable damage. It is one-shotting these guys pretty handily. 1,200 or so damage per shot with the build that I'm using. That was 1,800. That was a nice one. So the thing with the Gauss rifles is you have to charge them to get them to work. And it used to be before the locked and loaded patch came out that you could, you know, reasonably tap the button rapidly and get some kind of damage out of it. But the way that they've done some of their changes since the locked and loaded patch, it kind of sucks. You have to charge it in order to get any kind of real damage out of it. So let me show you again. Right there is, well, that was a miss, but there you go. So 18 damage basically with it not having any kind of charge whatsoever, as opposed to, you know, say again, 1,100, 1,200 kind of damage minimum with it. And that was a miss because the VATS ended. But there you go. Legendary in one shot. Granted, it was a legendary doggo, so not the greatest target perhaps, but you get the point. Like, it will tear up, to say the least. The thing with Gauss rifles is that you have to play them a little. That's a really, really sucky reward. Thanks a lot, game. You have to really kind of play a little differently, you know. Give yourself those extra couple of seconds in order to make sure that the weapon is charged up and ready to go before you try doing anything shot-wise. But that, you know, you get used to it. Your fingers get used to the way that it cycles, so it's not too horrible, and it's just unfortunate that they did the change that they did so that it is essentially, you know, useless without doing some kind of charge. It makes sense. I get it. I get why they did it that way, because when you think about it, like the Gauss rifle itself, if you don't charge, like just as an example here, this is like with it firing as rapid as it can. Okay, so being able to pump out, you know, massive amounts of damage that, you know, have the explosive effect on top of it, because Gauss weapons are inherently explosive with their bullets. You know, when you take those things into account, it makes sense that they would want to nerf it a little bit, right? But I do think the amount of nerfing that was done is a little bit harsh. So what do we get this time? A Junkie's boxing glove. Wow. Okay then. Thank you, Bethesda, once again for giving me the crapshoot that you tend to like to do. So anyways, that was a total miss, but that was kind of my fault. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to hit it or not. So there we go. And yeah, you can kind of see that the explosive effect happened there. So it's a little, Gauss rifles are a little bit different, with that little explosive thing that happens, but it works. It works. So we're in danger mode at the moment because I got up and went back down again. But let's see if we can get into caution. Nope. He's going to still target us, but that's okay. Now we're hidden. But we killed him anyways, so that was kind of a lucky shot that we just did there. All right, well, let's see what this can do against something else. Okay, we're over here at Swan's front door, and we'll see what he has to say about this weapon. I don't think he's going to care for it too much, but we'll see. Oh, good, he got up for us already. That works. So we'll kind of wait for him to maneuver a little bit, and we'll take our shot. 1,400 damage, and that one was with a follow-through, so that was 2,000 damage. And so basically, I mean, as you can see, 3 hits and he's down. And that last one wasn't even fully charged. Just 3 hits and he's fully down. That is very hard to compete against, to be honest with you. This weapon was my go-to weapon for about a year before I switched over to doing primarily a commando build. I tooled around with this thing like crazy and I loved it. So yeah, it does a fair amount of damage. Let's take a look at some Scorch Beasts. Okay, we're over here at Scorch Beast Central, and I'll show you again, like, okay, so this is the Scorched, right? And if I do just the one shot without charging it, it took him down to about half. Now, if you're aware of how weak sauce the armor is on your average Scorched, you'll understand why, why that nerf with the charge thing is kind of as harsh as it is with this weapon. You kind of get the idea a little bit better, I think. So, yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and see if we can get the Scorch Beast to pop up. And of course, he's going to be a little bit on the harder side to hit outside of VATS, but there we go. We got a shot off on him. Get his attention a little bit, that's all. So, and we'll kind of take care of maybe some of this yard trash as it pops up too. But there's, it's being a little slow today, apparently. And that was a miss. Nope, I think it hit, but it just kind of like hit on off axis a little bit. Oh, and we died. That's okay. That's okay. It's for science. The death was for science. Yes, indeed. Always for science. All right. Let's do that again. With a little less death this time. That'd be nice. I'm kind of surprised there's not more Scorched coming out after us. That's probably going to be a far shot. Yeah. So one thing with this weapon too, as opposed to some of the other weapons that are out there, and we've kind of dealt with this before with other weapons in these weapons tests, the weapon itself is not hit scan. So in other words, it does not, it has a physical bullet that flies from one location to another. And so just pressing the button doesn't actually like get the target necessarily. You have to kind of lead them a little bit if you're trying to do it like in snipe mode. So just be aware of that. There are a few other weapons that are out there that are like that, but it's a little hard to get used to if you're used to doing the actual press the button and it hits sort of weapons. It's a little hard to deal with sometimes. That did not kill him because I did not have it fully charged. That was my own fault. So come on, Scorch Beast. Come on down here. You see me messing with your people down here. There we go. We got a shot off on him. So that will get his attention. And we're no longer in Nerd Rage mode, so we're going to be doing just a little bit less damage. But I think we'll still get the idea. That was kind of one of those VATS misses. It hit, but it didn't hit, There we go. Now we're getting the damage off. And see, again, that was one of those hits but not hit. Wait for him to come back around again. And to be fair, I mean, most weapons do have issues with the Scorch Beasts because of the way that they act. It's just the nature of the beast, so to speak. This should do it. Why did that miss now? Come on. Oh my goodness, it has like the slightest bit of health left, and I, for some reason, cannot seem to hit this dang Scorch Beast. Come on. Okay, now that should have killed it. We're obviously dealing with a little bit of the VATS lag there. Okay, but either way, you guys get the point. It definitely took it down within just a few hits, actually, if the hits got off, right? So maybe 3-4 hits that were really good and solid, you know? So let's see what this will do against another target. Okay, so we are over here at Mirelurk Paradise, and we will, well, take a look and see what these guys think about it. If we can get them to spawn correctly. Sometimes when I come here to do these guys, they do the whole pop spawn thing, and it gets a little on the annoying side, but, yeah. Those guys, we definitely one-shot. Definitely one-shot. So... well, that king has a little bit of damage. I'm not sure why. Probably from one of those guys that are over there. So not a one shot with that. Why did that not do any damage? These dang VATS issues, man, I tell you. It's a pain in the butt sometimes. All right. Well, anyways, you guys are getting the idea. It's kind of 1 to 2 shotting all of these bigger, heftier targets. So not bad. Not bad. And that's kind of a little trick right there that you can do if you don't have them actually targeted in VATS yet. You can go ahead and charge the weapon and then target VATS and then hit the button or release the button, and you'll see the damage happen. So, okay, I think we've got basically all of them taken care of. Let's go ahead and throw a nade over there and see if the queen will wake up for us. And there she is. Hello, beautiful. How are you doing today, darling? How's your mom and them? All right, so we're not going to target the face. Obviously, that's not her soft spot. We'll go ahead and target these legs and see what we can do to bring them down. All right. Again, we're not in nerd rage, so we're not doing the most damage that we can do. And I'm going to kind of maneuver a little bit so that we don't get caught up in her poison too much, which we did. We got kind of trapped in the poison a little, but that's okay. It happens. There we go. And probably another 2 hits. Oh, that was one of their guys. Nah, them little guys following her. There we go. Well, we get the point. It was about 2.5 magazines worth there. And that's pretty fair against the Mirelurk Queen. That's pretty fair, right? All right, let's go back to the camp and we'll have some final thoughts about this one. Okay, guys, so with my final thoughts on this, bullet for bullet, there really isn't anything out there that will match the power of a Bloodied Gauss rifle. It is probably the most per shot damage that you can do in the game. Hands down, no doubt about it. The issue is that it does take a fair bit of time, to do each of those shots. So the question is, do you get a little bit more damage output per second by doing a weapon that's like this, or by doing something like a commando weapon, like a Bloodied Fixer in comparison, that can fire off the bullets a lot faster, and while doing a lot less damage per shot? I think overall the damage output is either equal to or perhaps a little bit above what this weapon can do. Again, by doing it as fast as you can, like holding down the button, fully charging, releasing, holding down the button, fully charging, releasing, that takes a little bit of time, right? And so in that amount of time, you can perhaps get off a good 10 to 12 plus shots with a Bloodied Fixer, and probably have the same amount of damage output. So I guess it kind of comes down to your own play style with things. Do you feel like you kind of do the running and gunning thing, going as fast as you can, firing bullets and spraying all over the place? Or do you like to do a little bit more meticulous and take your time getting the shots lined up, getting them targeted, and, kind of maneuvering around from there? I think it just kind of comes down to style, honestly, because the damage output is probably going to be about the same. I think the Bloodied Fixer might have an edge overall, you know, after using both weapons a lot, I think the Bloodied Fixer might have a little bit of a better edge overall. But you'd have to practice around a little bit and see which style fits you the best. So what do you think? I'd love to know. Make sure you comment below and tell me which you would prefer. I'd love to hear everybody's opinions about this kind of thing. And if you did like this video, make sure you hit that like button because, well, that helps YouTube recognize that I'm doing good things here. And if you do think that I'm doing good things here, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel because I do come out with new videos every day. And I always try to be positive and encouraging and just having a lot of fun. So yeah, and for the dad moment of the day, you know, I do this on every video really. Have you drank a little bit of water today or had a little bit to drink? Did you eat a little bite? If you haven't, you know, make sure you just take a bite of peanut butter or something. Give your body something to work with. You know, don't just skip the day. You want to make sure that you get at least a little bit of something in you. And remember that you are loved and you are worthy of love. Don't ever let anybody ever take your power away. You are worthy of love. All right? All right. So until next time, keep safe out there. Have fun. And thank you so much as always for watching. And we'll talk to you again later. Hello, Rose.
I saw you taking a little detour out there to talk to that overseer of yours.
This land is his land, and none else are welcome.
Enemy sighted! Guys, they're here!
Okay. Well, I don't know. Where'd you come from?